Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. Before I do that, I will go and get the other machine up and running. So let me just unhitch that one there, and then we'll go over to you. You haven't got very much left of the field, so we will go to you, and we'll drive you in behind that tractor over there, and then get that one started again, and then once that one's going, we can go back and we can roll the clamp again. So geese could be quite cool. I don't really see that happening because it is a bit more niche, really, isn't it? Ducks or turkeys, I could see that one happening. I'm not sure what crop they would give them for feeding, but I could definitely see ducks or turkeys being an additional animal, but there was no mention of additional animals. And as I've already said, I'm pretty certain that if they were going to add another animal into the game, they would have said so in the teaser trailer. They said new crops. They didn't say new animals. So I'm pretty certain we can write off new animals this time round. But if they were to add a new animal into the game, what would you like to see? Interested? Want to know? What do you want to see in this game? Besides the animals we've got. Now, me personally, as I've said, poultry is about the main one that I can think of. I'm not really sure what other animals. I mean, there's exotics like ostriches and things like that, which could be... It could be interesting to see people farming ostriches and deer and, you know, venison farmers, stuff like that. But honestly, I can't really see that being brought into the game. That's much more of a niche thing. I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, we know that they're not averse to putting the niche crops in. I mean, they put the sugarcane in. There's a lot of people that do farm sugarcane in various parts of the world, but it's still a bit of a niche thing, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of specialist equipment. Same with the potatoes, I suppose, and the sugarcane. Sugar beet, rather. So, what else might they be putting in? What sort of other stuff would they do? I can't think for the life of me what it might be. I genuinely can't think of what we could be expecting in here, and... How am I stuck so badly in here? I get that it's just sort of the way that the mechanic works on this is that it does sink the wheels in a bit, but... I'm starting to feel a bit hard done by with some of this here. The rolling mechanic seems to be a bit of a struggle, and I'm trying to just flatten it down enough so that I feel confident to go and get that big heavy roller on the back of this tractor and try doing it with that. But I've got to try and flatten down these bits right here first. Let's bring that up and see what we got in here. We've got 230,000 litres, which means 230 times whatever the cell amount is right now, which is, let's go in here, we go silage, and look at the barn, 193 per 1,000 litres. Now, we don't currently have the biogas plant, and that one, ooh, 120,000 to go and buy the biogas plant. And that gives like a set straight amount of, I think it's 500. Is it 500 per 1,000 litres or something like that? Like you do get a lot more. We wouldn't be able to get that straight away, so we're looking at 109, so say roughly 200 per 1,000 litres, so every 5,000 litres is 1,000. We got a good $40,000 worth of silage in here at the moment, euros, and we're still climbing. Like, I've probably got a third of the field left, so I mean, maybe we'll hit 300,000. If we're looking at 1,000 per 5,000 litres, that means 20,000 for 100,000 litres. So we could be looking at 60 grand for what we've got in here, which is not enough to go and buy the biogas plant. So we can't quite go and do that yet, but that 60 grand is a lot of money. Alright, we can afford a couple things. We could go for a new tractor, and then we could be looking at maybe buying a baler after that, or something. I don't really know at the moment. I'm going to have to wait on that one. I'm just going to get the roller on now, that we sort of squash it down a bit, and we'll start doing a little bit of rolling. We've also finished the herbicide job, so if I just put the roller on there a second, and then we skip over this way, you are completely done on that field. So I will go into here, we go into our contracts, and we will collect 2,670 on there. We have got, at the moment, no new contracts. The 3 harvest jobs are not coming back up as options for us. So all we've got is the 2 baling jobs. And I don't want to go and take those 2 baling jobs. Not right now. That's definitely out as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to drive over to the dealership now. And I'm just going to top this one up just to see if we do empty out that herbicide tanks in the back of the truck. And then this one's going to need to go back to the farm. I probably won't drive it back just yet, actually. We'll pause at the dealership with this one, and we'll get straight back over to rolling our clamp. I gotta decide whether or not I finished picking up all of the silage in the field. It's taking quite a long time to go and do that, and yes, we've been talking about different things, but I am also very much aware that I'm just doing the same thing for many, many hours, and people are going to get a little bit bored with me doing that, so I'm kind of tempted to leave the grass and sort of squash this down as it is, leave the rest of the grass up there, and then fast forward through the night. It's gonna put a growth stage in the field, but we could then go back to doing the picking up the silage. But there's also going to give us some extra jobs that we can be doing out in the fields at the same time. So we can be doing something other than just this, because we've now run out of additional jobs. So I'm sort of thinking that might be a good idea for us to go and do, but we will roll this down a bit first. I don't know how much rolling I'm going to do exactly. One thing that I would very much like to do is be able to pick up all of that mess that we've got down that side, which is more than a little bit frustrating for me, but we'll get to that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this one up so that I can drive close to the edge right there and get that bit. And then we can squash that bit down flat. Right there like that. If I can just squash that flat, we've then got room to go and put a little bit more silage up over the top. But yeah, I'm sort of thinking that we're not going to do that yet. I think fast forward, skip the night, and then we can carry on picking up silage in the morning. I mean, yes, ordinarily with silage you work until you can't go any further, but we've also got some gameplay that we kind of want to do and like keep it at least a little bit interesting here. So I'm thinking that's a good compromise. We'll run through that. So I'm bringing you all the way down up over here. Pause you right there. And let's have a look. How are we doing? We've got 59%. We've got 230,000. I have lost a little bit of chaff. That makes 60% right there. I'm going to do it. There we go. I'm fast forwarding time right now. When we get to about 7 o'clock in the evening, it's 8 o'clock is our cutoff point. 8 p.m. we have to stop everything, and then we sort of have to go from there. Now, I do also have my pickup, and the tractor is currently parked at the dealership, which we're not really supposed to do. We're supposed to bring them back here, but like they're ready there for other jobs. I mean, the Kramer, we could just easily say that that one is at the dealership because it's awaiting a service. So we're going to pay for a service on that one and have it looked at, plus the sprayer as well. We'll do that in the morning. That can be done in the morning, and then the pickup is there. That's sort of waiting for loading up other stuff as well. So I think we're all right with those. I think we can just sort of say that we can allow ourselves the luxury of those little items going through. Bring this down here. One thing I don't like about how the silage works is that you can't build a clamp face. Like, if you're buck raking, if you're doing this in real life, yes, you do have a ramp, but if you've got a double-ended silage clamp, very often you'll only have one side that you're building up. The other side of it, and I've gone too long, so what I'm just going to slow that down. Shut that one off. Although it's 8 o'clock, I should be waiting until we go to sleep. But, you know, this is fine. You build up one side, so it's a really, really high point on there. Now. There we go. Right. Sleep. It's 7:30, so I want to sleep for... We can start at 8 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? 8 until 8, or is it 7? I can't remember what time I set us now. So we'll sleep for we'll sleep for this many hours, 12 hours. And did I can't remember if I'm supposed to not work before 7 or before 8. I think it's 7. Genuinely not sure. I'm gonna have to check this. I'm definitely going to have to check this, but what I'm going to do before I go and check anything, just want to stay the night here rather than being taken home, because we were going to go and do a bit of repair work on it. So we're going to bring that one in there, and we are actually going to do what I said that we're going to do. We're going to go in there and we're going to repair it. So 65 euros to repair that one, and repair that one for another 42 euros. That is all done. So that's what we wanted to do there. And then this one's got to head back home. Before I do that, let me know. I don't want to go into there. I want to go into here. Oh. Right. So we've got a cultivating job right there in field 6. That is that one up there, which did have cotton in it. We'll wait just a cotton picking moment. That's now been harvested. Although it says ready to harvest around the edge of field 5, so there's a little bit of cotton that's still left there. Field 6 is ready to cultivate. Field 4 and 5 are stating that they're already cultivated, and then field 8 is ready to harvest. Fruit types, that is barley in field 8. Everything else is wanting fertilizer. So we've got a lot of fertilizing jobs that we're going to be doing. We've got sowing in field 4. Fertilizer on all of these. There's a couple of baling jobs. Sowing. So field 4 with soybeans. That's that one over there. Cultivated and ready to roll. Field 6 cultivating. So we can go and we can lease the machinery, and we can take that out, and we can do both of those jobs with leased machinery. The fertilizing we will be doing with our own machinery. So we've got 7, 9, 13, 19, 21, and 23. So we've got 7, 9, 13... Say 7, 9, 13, 19, 21, 23. So 19, 21, 23 is all the way over there. I'm just going to take 23 first, because I want to take the herbicide sprayer back to the farm, and then we can load on the fertilizer spinner, and then we can drive that one. We could actually just cut right across our own farm up here, and then into field 23. So we're going to take field 23 immediately. With that one, I'm just going to accept the contract. I'm actually going to accept all of the fertilizer contracts right here. These are going to get us a decent quantity of money. What we are going to need to do is get... Right, that's all the fertilizer contracts. What we are going to need to do is get fertilizer to the tractor. Now, I've got 2 lots of fertilizer on the field from the last one we were doing, which we might want to go and get. And I'm actually thinking that the seed tender that we were using, that we then sold back to the dealership because we really wanted the money, might be something worth considering. While we do all of this, yes, the grass will have grown on our own property a little bit, but it's not going to have grown all that much, I don't think. At least I'm hoping it hasn't. Which means that there comes the train. See, barrier down and then instantly, but you really don't get much warning for it. So if you're trying to go across with a long vehicle, you're you really struggle with that. It really genuinely becomes a problem. I don't like that. So there's a little change that I do want to see. We'll have a bit of growth on our grass up here, but the grass will still be there that we can go and gather up, and we can keep going with making our silage, and then eventually get everything sheeted down. So we'll be able to keep doing that, make ourselves a nice bit of money on it. We will have to put fertilizer on our own land, but this isn't organic fertilizer, and we've stated already that we're not going to class this as organic fertilizer, any of the fertilizer we've got, so we're only using that for contract work, which means at the moment we can't actually fertilize our own land, not until we get animals, and we can do it that way. Now let's reverse you in here, all neat and tidy like. Put you right up to there, and unhitch that one. Right, there's something that I want to have a look at, and that is the seed tenders. So we got them in the auger wagon. It says $20,000, 20,000 euros to get that one. It does take the mixture. We can put seeds in it, and we can also put fertilizer in there, so we can put both in, which is really good. But I mean, do we have any others? I mean, we got these, the multi-tank right there. This takes potatoes. That one right there takes just the ordinary stuff, but 35,000 litres there for potatoes and sugar beet. That's quite a cool tank. Also takes chaff, interestingly. We've got the shuttle here. This one goes on a front loader, which we don't have. There's that horse seed tender right there. Now, this one, ordinarily, this one goes onto a truck. You've got this little bit here that you can use to tow it round. So you could put that on the back of a truck. It's 21,200. There's two separate things. You got that option, or you got the option where it will go on the back of like an articulated truck. And it's quite cool. It is quite cool. I've used that one before. So you could put it, say, I don't know if it fits onto those shorter ones, but it does fit onto there. It goes right on the back there, and you've essentially just got that truck there with the seed tender bit on the back. And it does look quite cool. Right? It does fit really nicely, and it does look very cool when it's in action. So I actually quite like that one. Auger wagon's in here. Unfortunately, it is 21,200, and the other one over here is 20,000. So again, pretty pricey options. We don't have any other options here. If I go into the miscellaneous up this way, I've got the platform there that goes only on the Unitrack. We could potentially put a bit of seed or something in the back of that, but it's not really what we're after. I need $5,000 for that milling machine. Maybe I could use... You see, I don't think I can use the loader. I can put it down on the ground and I can pick up stuff with it, but I don't think I could use that to pick up the chaff and move that around. So maybe we could do that, because that goes on a 3-point linkage. So we might be able to use that to pick the chaff up. But, I mean, if we got the milling machine, we can just use the milling machine to do it. So there doesn't seem to be any other options. We need 20,000 for a seed tender, and I don't have 20,000 at the moment. I've only got 15,900, which means that it's not going to currently be an option. We've got to go and complete a couple of fertilizer jobs if I want to be able to get that seed tender, and I'm really not sure if it's worth it. So at the moment, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one up here, and I'm going to hope that the tractor doesn't just tip back over going up this hill. Oh, yes. Brilliant. Okay, so it does tip back over a little bit. It's not quite as ideal as we would want, but at least it's getting there. At least it's getting there. That's the important thing, and we can take a shortcut across our own land, which is even better. This grass doesn't actually seem to have grown yet. It's still short. I quite like that. I do. I actually quite like that the grass is still short here. It means it's going to be easier for us to continue to go and do all of the stuff that we're doing at the moment. Gathering up all of that and making our silage. So we'll come up here and we'll get this going. We've got a harvest job over there by the look of it. Go this way. Wait, what? Oh. Growth. Yeah. Harvest 25 and 8. That's not showing up at the moment on here. I've just got sowing and cultivating. I don't have any harvest jobs. I'm hoping they'll come up a bit later. I would like to be able to do the harvest jobs. I would like to be able to get those. That would be quite a cool thing if we can have them. So we'll bring you up this way, and then hopefully the hired help will not have too much trouble going through the field here. So let's just bounce our way down through there like that. Once he's used up a bit of the fertilizer, he should be alright. We can actually move over a bit more than that, I think. I think we can go to about there. So let's just have a look. Yeah, that's about right there. So I've started at 7 o'clock. I cannot, for the life of me, remember if it's... Well, I've started before 8 o'clock. I can't remember if I said 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. for starting work. So if I've got this wrong, I apologise. I will check once I finish my recording session here for today, so that I don't get that wrong next time round. But that one's just going to keep ticking along over there, and you don't have anything to do at the moment. So we're going to go back to this one, and I'm just going to roll a little tiny bit more. I'm actually going to do very much. That's on 71% compact at the moment. So I don't need to do very much more compaction at all. What I need to do is get more silage in here. That's what we want. So 73. It's going to go to 74. Probably not. Well, it will if I go backwards. If I reverse all the way up here, 74. Maybe it'll even get 75 before I get off the cliff. There we go, 75. Right. So let me lift that one up. I'll just bring you over this way and plonk you down over here. This tractor is in need of a bit of repair. Just going to lower that there like that and unhitch. Now, we do have an option for that. We go into here and we go to, I think it's just under miscellaneous. We don't build a workshop. Like, you can get that for 20 grand, but there is somewhere I did have. He says, there, the Toolbox mod. I love this mod. I think this is a brilliant mod. So we can actually repair our own machinery with this one. We bring that one out like that, and I'm looking for the point that you sort of sit in front of. So I'm kind of thinking that I want to put this one down over here somewhere. And I'm also wondering where the... Oh, it's there in front. Yeah, I can just see it now where it's sort of come out there. So that's actually going to be the ideal spot. If I drop it there like that, I'm now able to use it. So I'm going to come out of there. Bring you on round. Right. Yeah, it's a bit better. A frog in my throat. Bring you on round over to here, and then we can jump out and we can have a look. So you have got seven operating hours. Repair you right there, 246 euros. Ideal, fantastic. And we'll repair you as well. I don't know what happens with them when the repair rate gets down. I don't actually know if it does anything at all with the front weights. But we'll repair it anyway. I don't really know what repair work you would do on a front weight. I mean, unless the thing's rusted away, so that the attachments on it weren't very good. But I've never personally had to participate in any work restoring a front weight of any kind. It's just usually a big chunk of steel or concrete. Not a lot else to it, really. Right, on we go. More silaging. We will go and gather up this bit. We've got our jobs. I've got another couple of jobs that I can put going at some point that we probably won't use our own machinery for yet. There's a cultivator job, which we don't have a cultivator, and the same with the planting. I'm just wondering whether or not we should be buying our own machines for those. But I don't think we will just yet, because we need 5,000 for our milling machine. And then we also need to be able to get a trailer, possibly 2 trailers, depending on what we decide to go for. So there's a very good chance that we won't necessarily have the money to be going for anything too fancy and extravagant, such as, you know, a cultivator. So rather than worrying about a cultivator just yet, or a planter for that matter, we will just kind of let the the farmers provide their own, and we'll do it like that still for just those jobs. Other ones I'm not so sure about. We'll kind of cross those bridges when we get to them. Now, where did I leave the fertilizer? That was down the end of field 14. We had field 14, it's big long fields, and down the end of that one, that's where I left fertilizer. So we'll be able to drive all the way down there. I know that we got the Kramer. It is a little bit slow, but we drive all the way down there, and then we'll slowly make our way back. It does seem that the seed tender is not really an option for something that we want to go and buy just at the moment, because, you know, we got the silage to do, we've got other things that we need to buy, so spending 20 grand on that doesn't seem like a very good idea, especially when we can use the pickup to move stuff around. It's a little bit slower, admittedly, using the pickup, but it is still an option. It's something that we can still go and do, so it's something that we're going to keep doing. Now, how high can I put this silage now? We can go this high. That is maximum height that we can go with our silage right now. So I'm just going to bring that out like that into a line there. And then I'm going to go back up into the field this way. And we'll get ourselves another load. I'm going to do the cardinal sin here. And I'm just going to go straight across the 3 rows here. Because, like, if I drive back up the row and then spin round, I haven't got room to turn around properly on those rows anyway, so it doesn't really make a huge amount of difference which way I do it. I go right in there. We've got 56% left on our fertilizer spinner, 55%. If I get up to the top of the field here, we can just quickly check on that fertilizer job and see how that one's getting on. Because, well, not really a lot that we have to go and check, I suppose. We just let it carry on doing what it's doing for a minute. But it's always good to keep an eye on your employees. Make sure they're not doing anything daft, like fertilizing the wrong field. That would be a little bit embarrassing for myself, and no doubt for the employee as well, as they had to shuffle off and find a new job because they'd done the wrong field. You don't really want that, do you? It makes you look. It makes your company look bad. Everybody involved looks bad. Everybody. Everyone looks bad. Everyone feels, you know, they feel bad for the fired employee. They feel like they have to have a whip round. You know, the other employees will say, sorry, you're leaving. Sorry, you're an idiot because, you know, you did the wrong field. Right, we've only got one little tiny strip down the side. I'm sort of thinking that the hired help is going to turn around and say, nope, I don't want to do that. We'll watch this one to the end, and then we'll have a look. So we've still got half a tank of fertilizer here. It is over on field 14. It's right there that our fertilizer is. So we need to go and get that. So we're going to have to drive from where we are now. We'll probably go back. Actually, well, we'll finish over here. So we'll probably just cut down across the hill onto the road down this way, because we've been told that we're allowed to. I don't know if we actually have or not. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the hired help off a minute, and then I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to go from there, like that. Just go H there, so that it goes back up across. And, oh, there's fence all the way along there. Okay, getting out onto that road might be a little bit more difficult than I initially thought. It's a bit of a nuisance. We may have to go up onto there and then weave our way down, which is not really something that I was hoping to avoid too much travel with this tractor because it's so painfully slow. We want to get, we'll Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.